Right now, maybe here. We'll bake that down. And then maybe here. I'm just going to rotate the texture around just a little bit. Bake it in. I'm going to move back down to this end of the texture. Bake that down. And now around about, just going to make sure the texture's rotated correctly. Bake it in. And again, I think we'll start around here. Paint that through. Bake it down. I think we're almost around to the edge again, so we'll rotate the texture a little bit. We'll move it into around about there. Actually come down just a little bit. Maybe just a tad more. Okay, we'll bake that down. And we'll join them up here. We'll rotate the texture. We'll pick it up from here. Okay, we'll bake that down. Now we'll move to the top. We'll zoom out a bit. I'm going to rotate my texture around. I'm going to scale my texture up a bit. I'm actually going to make sure that my masking is enabled. I see that by bit going a darker red. Not too much though, I need to be able to see a little bit of it, so scale my texture up. Okay. I'm just going to bake that down. Move around. Scale it in a bit. Bake it down. Rotate it around. Maybe move to this bit here. In fact, I think I might do it this way. I think it'll give a better result overall. So I'm going to avoid any joins on the top here, so I'm going to paint that bit out there. Rotate it around. Bake it down. Got a bit of the line there, I don't want that, so I'm just going to paint that out and down here. Maybe use, I'm just going to scale it up just a bit. Paint that in there and bake it down. So this bit just here. We'll bake that in. Okay, let's bit through the middle. We might go with darker green. And a bit on the edge. Okay, we'll bake that down. Now we'll pay some attention to the bottom part of that, so I think I'll use this part through here. I think I'll keep all of that the same, sort of the same texture. It's on the top rim of the very top circle, and so it's not really going to be seen. Because there's an ironwork ring that runs around the outside here anyway, so I'm just going to rotate that around a bit. Rotate our model. Rotate our texture. Press the Alt key to bake it down. Okay. Bake that in. Bake that in. Almost around to the edge again. We'll move it to maybe there. Bake that down. And this bit through here to join it all up. Bake that in. Now the bottom. I'm just going to save our project quickly. I'm going to scale our texture up a bit as well. Maybe a bit more. Okay, we'll bake that down. We're going to rotate our texture a little. And bake it down. Again, we'll rotate our texture. And bake it in. Bake it down. Rotate our texture around. So we're basically just rotating the texture to try and follow the that circular object that we're painting on. Not have any of these lines show up. So okay. Bake that in. We will throw that textures on top of this once we've finished doing this base under color coat. And that'll help to break it up a bit more. Okay, we'll bake that down. Bake it down. Again, I'm angling the model away from me. I'll just grab a different part of the texture here. Bake it down, rotate the model. And maybe grab this one here. Now we'll go back here, I think. And join them up. painting the top part and then the bottom part. Bake that in. Now, these inner parts here, I think, yeah, I'll work upside down, won't really matter. Angle it in. I want to just rotate my model around a bit, like that. Move my texture up, pull it down a bit. Okay, we'll bake that down. Rotate it around. Rotate my texture around a bit. Okay, we'll bake that in. Rotate that texture around again, maybe move down to this end here. Okay, we'll bake that in. Rotate our model around. Maybe from here. Getting my model positioned properly here. Okay. We'll rotate the texture a little bit. Maybe move it into around there. Okay, we'll bake that in. Rotate our texture around, maybe move that into around about there. Okay, we'll bake that down. You want to try and avoid doing what I just did there and scaling the model in if you want to keep the texture map consistent. So just be careful as you rotate your model around that you don't accidentally scale it in like I just did there. If you did, just scale it back out again. Bake that down. Almost back around to the other side again. rotate our texture. Bake that down. Rotate our texture around, maybe move it into around about there. Bake it down. And this one here, let's rotate it around and rotate it around a bit more. We'll start with this one through here. Bake that down, and we'll finish it with rotate that around, maybe more like that. Place that there, and just paint that in there. We'll bake that down. Okay. Again, I'm just going to quickly save our file. Alright, now you'll notice I'm still working on the same layer. I haven't created new layers because this is all a one texture. It's only when we change texture maps that we want to create a different layer. Okay, now let's see. I think, yeah, you will probably work okay. I'm just going to angle it up a bit more. Bake that down. We'll rotate our texture around a bit. Just going to line that up. Rotate it around. Again, this is an inside edge that's behind this. Actually, no, this is, yeah, it's behind the top one and above the columns. It's not going to be seen a lot, but we may as well texture it up. It just makes it look a lot more consistent. So even though this bit probably won't be seen, depending on if you're doing any animation with the model and when you're doing your rendering, you may see it if you move up between the roof, the hole in the roof. So we might as well texture it up just in case we want to do a fly through. If it was being hidden by geometry completely, then I would say no, don't bother. But because you may actually want to fly through that hole in the top of the roof, you probably would want to texture it up just in case. Bake that down. I'm just going to get my model angled properly here. Okay, we'll rotate you around a little bit, move you into around about there. Okay, we'll bake that down. Again, I'm working on an extreme angle so that the masking takes effect and I don't accidentally paint on the bits that we've already done. Alright, let's work with you here. Bake it down. Rotate it around, maybe move it to around about here. And even though we have masking turned on, I'm still being relatively careful. I need to paint in the sections that I actually want. You have to be super careful, but just keep in mind, try to stick within the 2 red lines here. That way you don't accidentally overpaint something you didn't mean to. Okay, move that there. Bake it in. Rotate it around. Bake it down. Maybe move it to around about there, rotate it around. Almost back around to the other side again. Okay, we'll move the texture down to around about there, rotate it. Move it up just a bit. Okay, bake that down. Now we'll come back around here. Maybe pick it up from there, rotate it around just a bit. And bake that down. Okay. Let's just zoom out with our texture a bit and move it down. Save our model. Let's throw in a new layer. And let's throw a bit of a dirt map on top, I think, to begin with. So I'll head to our top viewport here. Make sure it's angled like that. And let's see now. We're looking for just a general dirty texture here, alpha map I should say, dirty alpha map. So let's see what this one looks like. This is one of my favorites. I like to use this alpha quite a bit. We're on a new layer, let's paint that in. Now because it's a dirt map, I'm not being particularly careful here. It's going to be, the layer style is going to be changed on it anyway. Okay, I'm going to bake that down. I'm just going to move that off to the side for a minute. I'm just going to pull it back a tad, like that. We're going to do the same for the bottom here, so I'm just going to angle the model like that, throw in another map, another layer I meant to say, and we're going to paint in a dirt layer here. bake that down. Move it off to the side, and again we'll probably do a darken. Pull it back. Save our file. I'm just going to do an export and look at this in Max. I know I do want to throw a dirt texture along the sides here as well, but I'm just wanting to see what it looks like at the moment. So I'm going to export everything flattened. We're working in our rework folder. Dome ring top, and we're going to call it underscore painted dot TGA for Targa. We'll export all patches. Okay, let's jump back into 3D Studio Max and pull in a bit here and go into our material editor. And let's load up that painted file we just created. All right. There's our textured dome ring at the top. Again, we want to put some dirt marks, like watermarks that have run down the sides on the interior, and I also want to do a few along the exterior here as well. Let's see how that blends in with the bit at the front. Yeah, so we'll throw some dirt textures along the sides here, and we're going to texture up this ring the same as this one, again with dirt textures. That just helps to tie in the borders here at the front with the dome here at the top. Just wondering if I'll throw more columns in or not. May need it. The dome would be quite large. Yeah. I'll have a think about that. Anyway, guys, I think we'll leave it there for today. Thank you guys for watching the stream. I will be back on again tomorrow at 5 p.m. Pacific time, 4 p.m. Pacific time, because you're in daylight savings in the US, 11 a.m. in Australia, 12 a.m. in the UK. Hopefully you guys can join me again tomorrow, and we'll continue finishing up here on our garden terrace. We don't have a lot more to do. We've just got the rings and then these balcony railings and columns. So yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow. You can keep an eye on my Twitter page. I always post 15 minutes before I'm about to go live. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. See ya.